What is up, my dudes, and the one girl who just wants to see me freeze and die inside of a garage? This is Bikes, Beers, and Brews. Let's kick that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, and for the next couple days, because this is a series, we are doing all the work I talked about doing a couple videos ago, like maybe 2 months ago. Can you see my breath? It's cold. It's freaking cold. So I can't quite ride right now because there's ice outside. We got some snow. We've got some blizzards coming in. You know, just New England. My garage would be a little bit warmer. I saw a video where Moto Blonde and her husband went ahead and insulated their garage, and they hung a heater and all that, and they looked like they had so much fun with it. I was like, guys, come on up and do mine. And they responded with like, new number, who dis? And which was strange because I didn't have their original number. But so I am in here with a space heater that doesn't really do crap, myself, my coat. This is how we keep warm in New England, and this is what we're doing. So what we're doing to Betty Page here today, the Death Eater Betty Page, is we've got a few things going on. First and foremost, this fairing is kind of high. For those of you that don't know, the older Road Glides, before they went to Project Rushmore, which is when they put in these like ram air here and all that stuff, they sat a little bit lower. So when they went to Project Rushmore, Harley Davidson is they, brought up the fairing a little bit, put in the ram air and all that fun stuff. I don't really like it that high. So first things first, this bracket is going to drop this fairing 2 inches. And ladies, I know what you're thinking. It's not like when guys say 6 inches and they only mean like that. Really, it's going down 2 inches, like a full 2 inches. Another thing we're going to do while we're inside this fairing is we are going to put in this. This is the Shark Tooth electric light. It is plug and play. So we'll be doing away with this headlight and we'll be going to this headlight. We will also be popping some trim up here, just to make that look a little bit neater. Another thing we'll be doing is this fairing will be going inside so it can warm up a little bit. And inside I have some nice low profile lights, directional lights here from, I believe it's Custom Dynamics. And we have some Dynamat that's going to be going inside this fairing that's supposed to help make the speakers sound a little bit better, which makes sense because in here it's just plastic, it's just open air and plastic, so a little bit of Dynamat should go a long way. Another cool thing about everything I'm going to be doing here is I've actually done a lot of upgrades to Betty over the past 2 years that I've owned her. And for those of you keeping track, I've only had a YouTube channel for like 6 months, so you've missed a lot of those updates. So as we go through, as we do these updates today and for the next few videos, I can actually show you some of the other stuff I've done, like the amps, the speakers, the stereo, the highway bar, the front fender. There's actually a lot going into this bike, and a lot has gone into this bike. So this will be kind of a fun little journey, and you can actually kind of see some of that stuff versus me just saying it's there. So let's get to work, and let's do some cool things in this super small, super cold garage. Yay! Today also as well, I know you've been very excited about this, but I won't use the magic of just swiping my hand and making things disappear. I'm going to record a lot of stuff. I'm definitely going to record stuff and probably, like, you know, do some like sped up footage and stuff so you're not completely bored, but you can see the whole bike kind of come apart and whatnot. So hopefully there's not mice living in here. Honestly, it wouldn't be the first time. I think last year I took the fairing off a couple times just to get the mice out. Yeah, so let's get to work. Let's do this. So another really important thing I want to point out here is I've purchased all these parts. I didn't approach any of these manufacturers. I didn't ask for deals. I didn't ask for freebies. I didn't ask for handouts. I saw the stuff. I wanted it. I bought it. That is why I have it. So honestly, if it sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. If it is awesome, same thing. Middle of the road, I'm going to tell you it sucks. So yes, everything we're doing here, honest reviews from stuff that I've actually purchased out of my own wallet. No deals, no contracts, nothing like that. So back to it. I honestly don't remember if that's all the bolts. It's been a little while. Just to rehash what I just did though, there's a bolt under the speaker grill. There's a bolt just behind the directionals, and then there's one where the wind deflectors normally are. I think that's it. Let's see if it comes up. If not, we'll go find the rest of the bolts. Brah, there's other bolts. There's other bolts somewhere, brah. Oh yeah, found it, found it. So, there are two bolts where the wind deflectors normally are on the side of the fairing. I just took out one. I forgot this because I took those little wind deflectors off a while ago. I'm sure they do something, but to me, the only thing they do is not look cool. So I got rid of them. I definitely have a very odd perception of how to do a bike. Some of it honestly is fashion over function, and some of it is like function over fashion, I guess. I don't know. Easiest way to describe it. So certain things like those little wind deflectors bug the crap out of me, so I got rid of them, even though they deflect wind or some crap. Whatever. Yeah, man. Right up. Right up. Oh, yeah. Cool. You also want to remember to unplug your directionals. Oh yeah. All right, so we have the front off. You can't really see it too much because there is a lot of wiring right here, but I did replace the stereo. This is actually an AX7000 from Sony. I got it from Fathead Cycles. I don't mind saying their name. Again, with just like the other parts here, they did not give me anything to say their name. They did. I bought the stereo from them. Because originally I had an AX5000 that I bought off eBay. The reason why I bought it off eBay is because it came all pre-wired and stuff with like the controllers, so I still had use of my hand controls for my stereo. And the one I got off of eBay, not so good. I mean, like, it was definitely thrown together kind of chintzy and whatnot. As you can see with Fathead, they shrunk wrap all the controllers, they soldered all the lines. This is a nice plug and play stereo if you ever want to upgrade. Alright guys, so we're not trying to go too crazy here. I'm not trying to over engineer it. I'm trying to take apart what needs to be taken apart, and that's about it. I'm pretty sure these air dams may have to come off. I'm not entirely sure. I do know that the headlight does have to come off, and that's okay because we're replacing the headlight anyway. So let's start with the headlight and let's go from there. Why am I even using these? I have sockets that do the same thing. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure these will not be going back on. We'll see though. On the new electric lights, on the sides of the headlight, they actually have built-in directionals. So I think that actually takes up this space, which would be pretty sweet. I feel like now is a good time to discuss. When you're working below metal parts, you should cover those metal parts up. Give me a second. This, my friends, is how you preserve paint and you don't regret doing something dumb. That you probably should have. Always try and remember where things went. I highly recommend taking pictures before you take anything apart on your bike. It makes it much easier to go back through later on and see what you're missing, what you did wrong, where you put something in the wrong place. Answer questions, you know? I've actually taken pictures and all that stuff of this, so we're good. Aha! Hidden bolts up top. Now, this is a good time to say, not long ago, when I was first thinking about changing the headlight on this bike, or lowering the fairing as well. Lowering the fairing. Let's go with lowering the fairing. When I want to lower the fairing, I came across a channel called Sick Baggers. S-I-K Baggers. I'll throw the name right here. I gotta tell you, man, if you're looking to do some cool stuff to your bike, check those guys out. They're very informative. Their videos are pretty excellent, and you may learn something. They also, I'm pretty sure they are the owners of Advent Black, so a lot of those parts and stuff, and you'll see them use those a lot, but they also use a lot of other parts, like that little lowering kit there, and they're not afraid to tell you where they got it from, and they'll link you out. And actually that lowering bracket, I can't remember off the top of my head where I got it. I'll throw it down in the comment section and stuff. I don't know. You'll find it down there. And but it was on their recommendation. So yeah. One of the things you want to notice, this is a pretty big, pretty chunky headlight. I've already opened the electric light, and I'll show you later on, but much thinner. You actually have to use brackets to kind of fill up some of that space. But yeah, it's going to take up a whole lot less room than this, which is kind of cool. So what Sick Bagger said, you should be able to see straight back. Oh. Found it. We've got 4 bolts right here, here, here. That's where this fairing sits on. That is what this fairing sits on. This is the fairing is bolted to this stem. So we're going to pull those 4 bolts. What I was saying before is people don't realize these fairings are very solid to begin with. The newer fairings, they are very, very strong. Those little support brackets you see on the sides, you don't need them. You really don't need them. Unless you are doing something completely insane, you don't. So I wasn't worried when I took them off. Now, with my new bracket here, essentially what this is going to do, and this is the engineering on this bracket is really cool too. So let's talk about this bracket for a few moments. Right here is a shelf. This is actually going to sit on that shelf. So that's going to be nice and secure. Right here, this is where the bracket's going to sit on the old shelf. So as I say, like this is already sitting on something. This is very secure. Those crash bar brackets, you don't really need them. So what we're going to do is we're going to unbolt this. Then we're going to slide this one up. We're going to bolt this into the original spot with the original bolts. And then we're going to bolt the fairing on here and here, here and here with our new bolts. So it's going to bring our fairing out, whatever distance that is, like 1.25 inches. And it's going to bring it down 2 inches. So it's going to give us more of that slam down look. It's definitely going to give us a little bit more wind coming at us. So if you're somebody who's looking for less wind, you probably don't want to do this unless you're getting one of those humongous, dumb-looking windshields. That's not my thing. So, but if you're one of those bikers who likes the wind in your thinning hair, this is the way to go. So, one of the other tricks that Sick Bagger showed is if you're working by yourself, it does get a little bit hard to bolt that on, unless you find a way to, oh man, I don't know if I have a way. you can hook this bracket off your ceiling with like toe straps and you can put it on like that. I don't have those. I've got a pretty straight shot to my ceiling. This is an old garage. We'll figure it out. First try. Either this is going to succeed, or the title of this video is going to be like, the day I ruined my front fairing. Something crazy like that. No blue Loctite. What the hell, Harley? You know as well as I do, blue Loctite on everything, you jerks. No blue Loctite again. Seriously, Harley, you're getting lazy. Yeah, there, you're cutting way too many corners now. Jeez, you should have like 60-gallon drums of like blue Loctite. You know this, I know this. Stop pretending like this is something you don't know. Look at that, no blue Loctite again. These 4 bolts are all that hold on this entire fairing with that little shelf. Blue Loctite, guys, step up. Come on, jerks. Magic, right? One of the other cool engineering things about this, little slot right there. There's a lot of cables that come off your fairing and go into the tank and all that. This is so you can just tuck those cables right in without having to disconnect anything. Again, I'll be prepping my 4 bolts with Loctite, so I'm not a jerk from Harley. So do it, Harley. Is that so hard? You know what kind of bikes you build? You could probably just pay someone that just walks around blue Loctites everything. Looking right at you. Jerks. right now, burning gas and hauling ass is just like rolling over. I can't say he's rolling over his grave. He's alive and well. He's over in Scotland. He's just like, he's sitting in front of his computer right now going, "Oh, Clive, why do you own a Harley?" It's like the worst Scottish accent ever, but that's what he's saying right now. Now the most important part. I'm gonna check around the edges, just make sure I didn't scratch any paint. If you hear me start crying, bucket. If you hear me start crying, I scratched my paint. Okay, I might have scratched in here a little bit. Not too worried about that. It's all right. Worst case, I'll throw some of the You Awesome Moto Vloggers stickers in there because they're rust covers, scratch covers, and everything else. So yeah, what we just did today is we lowered this bad boy 2 inches. You're probably saying, why haven't we put the bike back together? Well, we're doing a couple of videos here. I'm trying to make this so it's not like an hour long. So you got to come back next week when we're going to pop in the headlight and all that fun stuff. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell that Harley tech that you know that doesn't use blue Loctite, jerk. And I will see you all on the flip side.